Medical school secondary examples are a great idea to review so that you can tackle some of the most common secondary prompts. The main purpose of the secondary medical school application is to determine whether you are a good fit with the overall values of the school that you're applying to, and to assess what unique experiences and perspectives that you can contribute to the incoming cohort. So when you get to that stage in the application process, it's helpful to have some examples to base your essays on. And this video will help you strategize for some of the most common secondary essay prompts. Hi, I'm Natalie Stoberman and I'm an admissions associate here at BMO. Before we get started, make sure that you subscribe on whatever social media channel that you're watching this on, so you don't miss any of our upcoming videos. And if you'd like us to help you write your medical school secondary essay, click on the link above or below this video to schedule your free consultation. And FYI, check out the timestamps in the description of this video to navigate to specific sections that you're interested in. In this video, I'll dive into how you can prepare for your secondaries without a prompt and share some examples of medical school secondary essays on diversity and culture and how to give additional information about yourself. By the way, we're giving away $50 Amazon gift cards every week to the best comments and questions, so leave your comment below for a chance to win. And make sure that you watch until the end of the video because I'll reveal some of our strategies that will help you ace your medical school secondary essay. So let's get started. Preparing your secondaries without the prompt. Secondary essays are more difficult to plan and execute because you usually have a shorter period of time to prepare them. And while you can take time to write your primary application essays, your secondary essays should be submitted no later than 2 weeks after you receive the invitation to complete them. Be aware that some schools give you a specific deadline to submit your secondaries, so be sure to follow their instructions. These tight deadlines make many students wonder whether they can begin preparing their secondary essays before they receive the exact prompts. So I'm here to give you some tips that will help you organize your time and maximize your chances for success. Here's what you can do. If you check out our blog for a comprehensive list of medical school secondary essay prompts, which you can find the link for in the description of this video, you can pull out common themes for the schools that you're most interested in applying to. Now, once you've found the school that you're interested in, then create an essay outline or rough copy that addresses each of these themes. Those schools may change their prompts from year to year. Pre-planning at least some of your essays will make you much more efficient with your writing, which should allow you to create consistently well thought out essays. And even if the prompts do change, the themes often remain pretty similar. This means that you can pre-draft essays based on common themes that tend to recur in secondary essays. And if you plan on taking this route, make sure that each example actually works for the prompt and addresses the question before using it. Medical school secondary essay example: diversity and cultural competence. These types of prompts are meant to investigate whether you would be a valuable addition to your medical school cohort. This is your opportunity to describe some personal attributes that would enrich the educational experience for your potential med school classmates. This can include personal background and family history, talents and skills, as well as experiences that shaped you into the person that you are today. So let's look at an example of an answer. Diversity comes in many forms. How do you think you might contribute to the diversity of the class? The essay cannot be longer than 1,500 characters. So here's a sample answer. I am extremely fortunate to have a strong connection to my roots. Spending time in Italy throughout my life has allowed me to see how the ideology of this culture differs from that in the United States. The Italian society is often marred by the stereotype that they're lazy or not willing to work. And I believe that if one truly sees the society from an objective lens, they will see a society that derives their happiness less from material objects and more from love and companionship. Resultantly, there is a monumental emphasis placed on the health and well-being of others. There's always time for a family meal, a coffee with a friend, or an evening walk to clear one's mind. Growing up, my family always made sure everyone had enough to eat and someone to talk to. I believe in this ideology and view the healthcare field as the opportunity to help others live a full and fruitful life pursuing their own happiness. Throughout my life, healthcare professionals have consistently given my loved ones the ability to live life autonomously and be present in my life. It's a service and a gift that they have given me, and a gift that I wish to spend my life giving to others. My culture, upbringing, and life experiences have fostered my desire to pursue medicine and my holistic approach to life. I will bring these elements of empathy and holistic care not only as a training physician, but as a fellow classmate who is there for others through the rigors of medical school. So the total character count of that essay is 1,479. And it's important to note that this type of essay could certainly discuss what we consider traditional categories of diversity, such as your sex, race, ethnicity, and sexual orientation, and their impact on your life and decision to become a physician. But you can also write about your family's socioeconomic struggles or successes and how they shaped your work ethic and determination to be a medical professional. Go deep and reflect on your unique experiences like military service or immigration, as these are cataclysmic events that alter the course of people's lives. Medical school secondary essay example: additional information about you. These prompts are also designed to get to know you and your story better. But the key is to talk about aspects of your life that you have not touched upon and other application elements. So let's look at a sample prompt. What else do you feel is important for us to know about you? You can use this space to highlight something not addressed in your submission, including new experiences not in your AMCAS application. The prompt also indicates that there is a 500-word limit for the answer. Here's a sample answer. My last year at university was an arduous time in my life. My father's health deteriorated, so he had to stop working to undergo a series of surgeries. During this time, I was caught between trying to be supportive to my family and focusing on academics. From this situation arose another challenge. Financially, I had to begin to support myself. I already worked as a tutor, but hours were inconsistent and I needed to find a second job. I found employment as a physics TA. The hardship of having to be away from my family in tandem with long working hours weighed heavily on me. To deal with this responsibility, I consulted advisors to see how they navigated their work-life balance. With their advice in mind, I began to regiment my work, adhering to blocks of time in which I would grade, invoice students, and construct lessons. I would try to accomplish this on campus so that at home I could dedicate my time to studying and family obligations. Despite these challenges, I worked diligently and had 2 of my best semesters in college. I could not control the situation, but I did not let my circumstances control or define me. This essay is only 200 words long, and this is an example of when a student chooses quality over quantity. Note that they didn't use the entire word limit to tell their story. Remember, you don't need to use the entire word limit to write an impactful essay. So what makes this essay so great? It demonstrates the student's resilience and work ethics, something his classmates can learn from and be influenced by. Not unlike the diversity essay, but your personal essay should show, rather than tell, what others can learn from you and how you can broaden your classmates' horizons. Not everyone in your class will have experience living in a different country or serving in the Army, and not everyone will know what subsidized housing or a free meal program is. Few get to represent their country in international sports events, and not everyone has to work through their undergraduate degree to support their family. Reflect on your life and what you would like the admissions committee to know about you, and how those circumstances could be composed into a great narrative. If you haven't already, check out our blog to read more about medical school personal statement samples. I have included the link in the description of this video for easy access. And if you would like us to help you with your medical school secondary essay, visit the link above or below this video to schedule your free consultation. Hopefully you enjoyed the video, so please subscribe, like, and leave a comment. And if you have any questions about medical school secondary essays that I didn't cover in this video, let me know in the comment section, and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. And don't forget that we're giving away $50 Amazon gift cards every week to the best comments and questions, so leave your comment below for a chance to win. Thanks for watching. See you next time.